And as we continue to work through phase 2 of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout, many in the public have questions or even just want to understand more about how it works. KPVI News that Works for You journalist Cesar Cornejo gets some answers for us.
Many of us have heard about the COVID-19 vaccine and the plans states have in place to ensure everyone can get vaccinated. But how much do we actually know about it? Dr. Timothy Ballard, Chief Medical Officer for Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center, explains.
The COVID-19 vaccine, at least the two that are out right now, the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, are both a new type of vaccine. They're called messenger RNA vaccines.
How do these messenger RNA vaccines work?
Basically, what they do is they are inserted into essentially a lipid molecule, kind of like a fat molecule, that's injected into the deltoid muscle of your shoulder, and it's fairly quickly taken up into cells in your body. Inside the cell, the liposome, the lipid particle releases the messenger RNA. It's kind of like a recipe. And so your ribosomes in your cells immediately see that as something that they need to read. And they read that recipe and they immediately create what's called a spike protein, which looks just like the spike protein on the COVID virus.
Allowing our body's immune system to recognize and fight against the protein it considers foreign. Given this technology is pretty new, many rumors have begun to spread through social media and by word of mouth. But are these rumors true? Dr. Ronald Solbrig, pandemic medical physician with Idaho State University, debunks the most common misconception of the vaccine changing our DNA.
The mRNA is fairly rapidly degraded once it's given, and it cannot get turned into DNA. So there's no mechanism for the mRNA to alter our RNA or DNA in any way, shape, or form. It can't happen, doesn't happen.
Dr. Solbrig also points out that viruses can alter our DNA.
Many viruses that we get actually do alter our DNA. The viruses alter our DNA. So far, we think the coronavirus does not do that.
Another common misconception is that the vaccine isn't safe because it was developed quickly.
They've been working on mRNA vaccines for at least a decade with Middle East respiratory syndrome, with SARS-CoV-1, and several other viruses. So the platforms are already in place. How to build these vaccines is already in place. And the nice thing about the mRNA vaccine is they can rapidly transition from one virus to another virus. Because the platform is already set, the mechanism is already set, they just need to put in a new strand of mRNA.
There have also been concerns that pregnant women should not get the vaccine.
Yes, with the vaccine that came out, ACOG, the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, did make a consensus statement that they felt that that it was their recommendation that pregnant women and lactating women should get the vaccine. Again, because the risk of the myriad of complications associated with COVID likely outweigh the risk of the vaccine itself. And as I talked about the mechanism of how it works, it doesn't seem very plausible that lipid particles that are immediately absorbed into your cells around the musculature of your deltoid are going to get across the placenta to the baby, to the fetus, and make an impact on that.
And for women that are concerned this may cause issues with fertility.
In general, we don't think that the vaccine affects either the tubal structure of women associated with pregnancy or the hormones associated with stimulating a woman's ovaries to create an egg to help facilitate the process.
In Eastern Idaho, Cesar Cornejo, KPVI, news that works for you.
Both Dr. Ballard and Dr. Solbrig want to reassure everyone that allergic reactions to the vaccine are extremely rare and have only been noted in individuals that have a history of severe reactions. And if you would like more information concerning the vaccine, you can visit the CDC's website.